Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel PSM Made Easy with Dr. Akshita. I am Dr. Akshita Yadav and I have completed my MBBS from Saraswati Institute of Medical Sciences Hub. So this is my very first video on YouTube and I will try to make community medicine simple and interesting for all of you. So today I will start with the very first chapter of community medicine, that is Introduction to Community Medicine, in which I will provide you a very brief introduction about community medicine, what are its benefits, what are its future prospects, and why we have to study the community medicine in our MBBS. So let's start without further delay. So the very first question, what is community medicine? Community medicine is that branch of medicine which deals with the provision of preventive, promotive, curative, rehabilitative and evaluative services to the community at large through an organized and comprehensive healthcare system. So, what are its different components? Here we study about hygiene. What is hygiene? The word hygiene is derived from the Greek word Hygeia, which means the goddess of health. So her disciples were called hygienists who practiced the hygiene for health, and Hygeia is represented by a beautiful woman holding in her hand a bowl from which a servant is drinking. In Greek mythology, the serpent testifies the art of healing, which is the symbol retained even today by the medical professionals. So the sign which you see, this is the sign of the Hygeia. And hygiene and cleanliness was the only option for promotion of health and prevention of disease. Later, when the germ theory of disease causation came in 1840, the term public health came into general light, and its use was directed towards maintenance and improvement of the health of the people. In 1920, Professor Winslow defined public health as the science and art of preventing the disease, prolonging life, and promoting health and efficiency through organized community efforts, such as control of communicable diseases, health education, sanitation, etc. Then, what happened is that James Lind in 1748, when he was traveling by a ship, so he conclusively provided evidence that the scurvy can be prevented by the consumption of fruits and vegetables. So, by the consumption of citrus fruits such as oranges and lemons, he was able to provide the evidence that scurvy can be prevented. And another scientist was Ceylon, who himself drank milk in which he mixed mercury, and when he drank that milk mixed with mercury, it prevented syphilis. So different theories were given by different people in the view of the public health. Then the major thrust came with the discovery of smallpox vaccine by Dr. Edward Jenner, as you all know. Now, what is preventive medicine? Preventive medicine was defined by Levell and Clark as the science and art of preventing the disease, prolonging the life, and promoting physical and mental health and efficiency. Then, let's talk about social medicine. So the term social medicine was used by Gilles Guérin. He was a French physician in 1848. And in 1911, Alfred Grotjen of Berlin, who stressed that social factors play a dominant role in the prevention of health and disease. So what is social medicine? Social medicine is defined as the study of man as a social being in his total environment. Total environment means physical, social and biological environment. So social medicine became an extension of the preventive medicine. Now, John Ryle was appointed as the first professor of social medicine at Oxford University in 1943 and Professor Crewe at Edinburgh. Now, The subject of social medicine consists of four components. Number one, social anatomy. Number two, social physiology. Number three, social pathology. And number four, social therapy. So what is social anatomy? Just like human anatomy deals with the structures of the human body, the social anatomy deals with the structure of society, which consists of the total population of the society, their age and sex-wise distribution, the socio-economic classification, types of housing, occupation, industries, temples, schools, etc. What is social physiology? Component number 2. So social physiology, just like human physiology deals with the functions of the body, so social physiology deals with the functions of the society. And now social physiology deals with air, ventilation, housing, nutrition, health, sewage disposal, customs, habits, demography, population dynamics, cultural practices, etc. Now third component was social pathology. So just like human pathology deals with the study of abnormal structure of the body organs, the social pathology also deals with the study of defects in the society such as strikes, lockouts, thefts, murders, robbery, sexual assault, etc. And last but not the least, it's social therapy. So social therapy, what is social therapy? Just like medical therapy deals with administration of drugs for the treatment of diseases for its cure, just like that social therapy also deals with the social and political actions in the community. For example, MTP Act. What is MTP Act? Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. IFA Act. What is IFA Act? It is Indian Factories Act. And ESI Act, very important, Employee State Insurance Act. Now let's talk about community diagnosis and what is the difference between community medicine and hospital medicine. If we talk about the service area, the community medicine provides healthcare to the people of the defined geographical area, but hospital medicine draws patients from ill-defined catchment area. Then, if we talk about the operational strategy, so in the community medicine, both active and passive operational strategies are applied. That is, both providers and consumers are on the move. For example, the ASHA workers, they go from house to house in the village and they educate the pregnant women about how to take care of themselves during the first, second and third trimester. Then you have different health workers which distribute the condoms and other contraceptives to the people. So the health workers themselves go from house to house. So both active and passive components are involved. Whereas in the hospital medicine, only the passive operational strategy is applied. That is, the responsibility lies on the patient to come to the hospital for the treatment. Then let's talk about the organizational framework. So in the community medicine, it consists of CHC, Community Health Center, PHC, Primary Health Center and sub-centers. And in the hospital medicine, it consists of a loose conglomeration of primary, secondary and tertiary healthcare. Now what is the nature of care in the community medicine? It is comprehensive, that is preventive, promotive, curative and rehabilitative. Whereas the hospital medicine, it consists of only curative care leading to freedom from illness. Now let's talk about intersectoral coordination. So in the community medicine, it exists between the health department and the health related departments. So obs and gynae, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, general medicine, all are involved and all are interrelated, right? But in the hospital medicine, virtually no intersectoral coordination exists. So they are specified to only one particular branch. General medicine, only general medicine. Pediatrics, only pediatrics, right? But now let's talk about the program participation. The program participation in community medicine, it promotes the active participation for promoting the national health programs. For example, NACO, National AIDS Control Organization. Then what is hospital medicine? It has a limited scope in the participation of national health programs. Now let's talk about cost benefit analysis. So in the community medicine, it gives high cost benefit ratios by involving minimum expenditure and yielding maximum results. Whereas the hospital medicine gives poor cost benefit ratios by involving maximum expenditure and yielding minimum benefits. So our community medicine is based on the principle that prevention is better than cure. Not only prevention is better than cure, it is simpler than cure, safer than cure, cheaper than cure, and easier than cure. So this is the universal truth. Thank you so much for watching the video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day, and may God bless you all.